Welcome, everyone. Let's get started. Today, we are mastering the 3-pass editing system. If you have ever felt overwhelmed trying to fix an AI's first draft, this systematic approach will completely transform your editing workflow from chaotic to professional. Let's begin by understanding why we need a system in the first place. Here is a hard truth: first drafts are supposed to suck, and AI-generated drafts are no exception. The biggest mistake professionals make is trying to fix the narrative flow, verify facts, and correct grammar all at the exact same time. It is overwhelming. To solve this, we use the 3-pass editing system. Think of this methodical approach like a sculptor working on a statue. You don't polish the marble before you have carved the basic shape. By focusing on one specific aspect of the document in each round, you reduce cognitive overload and ensure nothing slips through the cracks. Claude is an incredible editing partner, but to get the best out of it, you must direct its focus systematically. Take a look at this flowchart. It represents our sculpting process. We start on the left with our raw AI draft. Instead of jumping straight to the end, we push it through 3 distinct gates. First, we tackle structure and flow. Then, we move to clarity and precision. Finally, we reach the polish phase. Only after surviving all 3 passes does the draft become a final masterpiece. Our first pass is all about structure and flow. Before you even look at sentence structure or word choice, you must evaluate the macro elements of the document. Does the piece actually achieve its purpose? Is the information presented in a logical order? A beautifully written paragraph is completely useless if it doesn't serve the core message or is placed in the wrong section. To execute this pass, you prompt Claude specifically, "Please review this draft for overall structure and flow." Instruct it to check if transitions are smooth and if the argument makes sense. In this phase, we are moving entire paragraphs, deleting irrelevant sections, and ensuring the structural foundation of the document is rock solid. This decision tree maps out the exact cognitive steps for Pass 1. We analyze the draft and ask, does it achieve its purpose? If no, we rewrite the core argument. If yes, we check for logical order. If sections are out of place, we rearrange them. Finally, we check the transitions. If they're jarring, we add bridge sentences. Once all 3 nodes pass, we successfully complete Pass 1. Once the structure is locked in, we move to Pass 2, clarity and precision. This is where we sharpen the text. AI drafts often suffer from specific writing crimes, most notably passive voice overload and buzzword bingo. Passive voice drains the energy right out of your writing, and corporate buzzwords alienate your reader. Your goal here is to simplify complex ideas, cut unnecessary filler words, and explain or eliminate jargon. You can actively ask Claude, "Help me improve clarity and precision. What unnecessary words should be cut?" By having Claude translate corporate speak into natural, human language, you ensure your writing is punchy, engaging, and effortless to read. Here we visualize Pass 2 as a filtration system. The structured draft from Pass 1 enters the pipeline. It first passes through the passive voice filter, where energy-draining verbs are converted to active voice. Next, the jargon and buzzwords filter strips out corporate speak. Finally, the wordiness filter cuts the fluff. What emerges on the right is clear, punchy, professional text. Our third and final editing round is Pass 3, polish and proofreading. Do not underestimate this step. Proofreading is the crucial barrier that separates professional writing from amateur work. Even a single typo or grammar slip can destroy the credibility of a brilliant report. In this pass, we are hunting for typos, spelling errors, punctuation mistakes, and formatting inconsistencies. We prompt Claude directly, "Please help with final polish and proofreading. Check for typos, grammar issues, consistency, and awkward phrasing." A pro tip for this stage: even after Claude does its check, always read the text aloud. Reading aloud engages a different part of your brain and is the absolute best way to catch robotic or awkward phrasing that the AI might have overlooked. This mind map breaks down the components of the final polish. From the central node, we branch out into 4 strict checks. We verify grammar and syntax, ensuring punctuation is flawless. We check spelling and typos, paying special attention to proper names. We enforce formatting consistency across headers and bullets. Finally, the read-aloud check acts as our ultimate defense against awkward phrasing. While the 3-pass system handles the quality of the writing, we must address the most critical element: factual consistency. This is your reality check. AI models, including Claude, can hallucinate facts or generate logical inconsistencies. Therefore, you must act as the ultimate human judgment layer. You are monitoring for three specific error categories: factual errors that contradict verified sources, logical inconsistencies within the text, and tone mismatches where the output is inappropriately formal or casual for your audience. Claude is a brilliant collaborator, but it does not replace your domain expertise. You must proactively cross-reference critical claims against authoritative sources and ensure the output complies with all your specified constraints. Let's look at this state diagram illustrating the human verification loop. The AI draft enters the human review state. Here, you perform three sequential checks: fact check, logic check, and tone check. If any of these fail, the draft moves to a rejection state, and you must reprompt Claude to fix the errors. Only when the draft is verified clean does it move to approval, safely exiting the loop. To execute this system perfectly, you need the right prompts. Do not try to combine these. Chain them sequentially. For Pass 1, tell Claude, please review this draft for overall structure and flow. Does the piece achieve its purpose? Is information in logical order? Are transitions smooth? Once you apply those edits, move to Pass 2. Prompt Claude, help me improve clarity and precision. Which complex ideas can be simplified? What unnecessary words should be cut? What jargon needs explanation? Finally, when the text is tight, execute Pass 3. Please help with final polish and proofreading. Check for typos, grammar issues, consistency, and awkward phrasing. By treating Claude as a sequential partner, you focus its massive context window on one specific optimization task at a time. This sequence diagram maps the perfect API or chat interaction. The user submits the raw draft alongside the Pass 1 prompt. Claude returns structural feedback. The user applies these changes, then submits the updated text with the Pass 2 prompt. Claude returns clarity reductions. Finally, the user submits the lean text with the Pass 3 prompt, and Claude returns the final polished proofread. It is a highly controlled, iterative loop. Let's apply this to a real-time, high-stakes use case. Imagine a researcher, like Dr. Chin, finalizing a complex academic paper. The initial draft is full of great data but is dense and difficult to read. She uses a three-layer quality system. First, she initiates Layer 1, Claude's self-check. She asks Claude to review the abstract for clarity and journal compliance. Then, she performs Layer 2, human judgment. She takes Claude's suggested structure and manually verifies the technical accuracy, confirming no facts were hallucinated and the tone is perfectly academic. Finally, she executes Layer 3, the final polish. She asks Claude to check for consistency, grammar, and formatting. This systematic approach catches errors that could delay publication by months, resulting in a pristine document. This workflow highlights the synergy between human and AI. The raw draft hits Layer 1 for Claude's initial structural check. Notice that Layer 2 is highlighted in red. This is the critical human domain verification step where the researcher takes over to guarantee factual accuracy. Once verified, it passes back to Claude for Layer 3, the final polish, before emerging as a successfully published research paper. To wrap up, mastering the 3-pass editing system is your key to transforming chaotic AI outputs into sharp, professional masterpieces. Remember our core best practices: never try to fix structure, clarity, and grammar all in one go. Be systematic. Most importantly, never blindly trust the AI. You must always act as the final human judgment layer to ensure factual consistency and preserve your unique voice. Thank you so much for joining this training session. To truly master these AI capabilities and accelerate your career, I invite you to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and visit quicktechie.com. At quicktechie.com, you will find premium certification prep, including massive Q&A banks, full ebooks, audiobooks, full-length training courses, and expert interview guides. See you there. Our final diagram shows your path to mastery. You learn the system, systematically apply the 3 passes, rigorously verify your facts, and produce consistently professional content. The final step on your journey: visit quicktechie.com to unlock your full potential.